The Chicago Bears have a player that just plays with a nasty streak, and I'm here for it. That guy is Tevin Jenkins, and he's a tough guy to evaluate, right? He's hard to talk about because the book on him is a little unique. What's up? I'm Sean. This is Sports Talk Bears. Hey, if you love the material, like and subscribe. Would love to have you here as part of our family. So we've got a player here who plays at a Pro Bowl level. He plays with a nasty streak. I mean, he just chases and finishes guys off. But the former 2021 second round pick, he just can't seem to stay healthy. And what's that old coaching phrase? The number one ability is availability. I think that's right. Well, Tevin Jenkins, he's missed 20 games in just 3 years. And he missed 5 games last season and 4 in 2022. And that's combined with missing almost all of his rookie year. But here's the thing. There's a decision to make very soon. And he's on the last year of his rookie contract. All the coverage has been on the future of Keenan Allen, right? As he's in the same contract situation. But Jenkins, he gave his own update when interviewed during mandatory minicamp this week. And I'm going to go to this story on A to Z Sports. Check out the profile yourself. But here's what he had to say. Basically, long-term contract discussions, they just haven't happened at all. Unlike how Allen has to prove his value on the field this year, Jenkins, he's been here for 3, and maybe he just has to prove that he can stay on the field. It's not from lack of asking. Reportedly, Jenkins and his agent have inquired about contract situations, and the Bears brass just hasn't been receptive. And the first thought from the Bears end might be like, hey, many new regimes, they don't want to keep players that they didn't draft, right? That's typically the case. But GM Ryan Poles, he's showing that's not really how he operates. He's given 2 big contracts to holdover stars like Jalen Johnson, Cole Kmet. These 2 guys are basically cornerstones of their respective positions. And getting to this story, here's from Tevin Jenkins in the presser. Here's what he had to say. I can still be a top 10 guard, left or right guard. Jenkins said about his value on the offensive line. I can be versatile and I'm confident about myself. The mindset this year, it's just to stay healthy. That's at the utmost importance for me right now. Just stay healthy, get through the whole 17 games and continue my strong play from last year. And he did play very strongly last year. He's had a ton of injuries, but I think we need to be fair here. And I'm going to collapse this story. I think we need to be fair here. He's been asked to do a ton as well. It's not just a ton of injuries. He's been asked to do a ton. He's played pretty much every position along the line, and he's balled out at every healthy opportunity. Basically, I think the front office, they just want him to prove it. He's on the right trajectory, though. ChicagoBears.com, they listed him as the most improved player on this team when assessing last season. He was forced to play right and left guard. He did a great job at both. And his offensive line coach, Chris Morgan, what a great coach we have in Chris Morgan. He has a lot of good stuff to say about him, and this is straight from Morgan. I'm really proud of this guy and the player that Tevin is becoming. His focus and consistency were evident to everyone in the program this year. He's an enforcer on the field, and that's absolutely true, whose play style has helped us build a strong foundation for the future. His playing style, his nasty streak, his ability to just blast guys off of the line. I hope that's a contagious thing on our offensive line and that he can stay healthy. PFF, they gave us a way to assess his performance, and offensive linemen, it can be hard to assess their performance, but this is some help from PFF here. He allowed 0 sacks, 0 pressures on 99 snaps in games against the Commanders, 37 snaps, the Raiders, 33 snaps, and the Lions, 29 snaps. He was the only Bears offensive lineman not to permit a sack or a quarterback hit through the first 8 games of the season. That's encouraging, right? He received a 91.1 PFF grade against the Saints. That was the highest of any offensive lineman during week 9, highest of his career, and highest of any Bears player that weekend. He earned a 76.3 grade and a home win over the Lions. That was the highest of any player on the Bears offense as well. and he just has a good attitude. He has a good work ethic. He has a good focus. He had the top grade of any offensive lineman in week 9, as I said. And when interviewed, he just responded with this: I just try to come into the building and be the same guy I am day in and day out. I appreciate all the love that I'm getting from everybody, but I just try to stay level headed and not get too big headed about anything. And moving around positions is nothing new. Let's review that. In 2022, he did great at right guard. He appeared in 13 games with 11 starts. And then the Bears signed veteran right guard Nate Davis, right? He's had his own injury concerns. And Jenkins was switched to left guard, and then he worked there throughout training camp. But then he missed the first 4 games of the season with a calf injury. And then once activated in week 5, he had to sub in at left guard against the Commanders after center Lucas Patrick. Lucas Patrick. After he exited with an injury, Cody Whitehair moved from left guard to center. So much reshuffling. Then Tevin started the following week at left guard versus the Vikings before opening the next 4 games at right guard after Davis got injured. Then when Davis returned in mid-November, Jenkins switched back to the left side. I mean, that's a pretty difficult thing to do as a football player, right? But Jenkins, he just takes it in stride. He excels with whatever's put in front of him. And this is straight from him. I wouldn't say it's easy. That's talking about changing positions. A lot of people do it in the league. Just be able to do it at a high level. That's the challenging part. And he has actually fulfilled that. And he did it at a high level in 2023. He can get even better in the future. To hear from Chris Morgan, his coach, his best is still out there. And he knows he has a chance to become a truly dominant player in this league. Looking back to when we drafted him, we traded some capital for him in 2021. I forgot about this. The Bears gave up that year's 52 second rounder, an 83 third rounder, and 204. That's in the 6th rounder. And once again, the trade was with Carolina for pick 39. That's what we spent on Jenkins, and 151. That was a 7th round pick. A 7th pick in the 5th round, excuse me. I have to look up who we drafted with that pick. That might be interesting. So he was drafted with pick 39 of round 2 in the 2021 draft class. He scored a 9.74 relative athletic score out of a possible 10. This ranked 31 out of 1,143 offensive tackles from 87 to 2021. That relative athletic score, that score is just off the charts. Where he ranked, he was a blue chip prospect when we drafted him. And the problem, he just hasn't been able to stay healthy, and we keep bouncing him around everywhere. I would like him to find a position. So here's the draft report on him. The Bears are getting a nasty and physical player that should be able to start at right tackle as soon as he's up to speed with the playbook. So we originally slotted him to be a right tackle. His presence will help stabilize Chicago's O-line, a unit that has some talent but needs some time to gel. Nearly 6'6", 317 pounds when he came into the league. One of the strongest players in that draft, labeled a mauler in the run game, but also that he's capable in the pass protection as well, and he shows a high football IQ when blocking. And this is an interview with him at the time. I'm going to censor it because I can't have that language on my channel. But then there's the attitude. And this is from him. I'm a tough, physical, nasty player, he said at his pro day. A dude who does not shy away from hits, a dude who's going to bust his butt. So let's finish this off with the PFF ranking Tevin Jenkins had just recently. PFF ranked him as a number 16 guard in the NFL. And with injuries, that's a little surprising to me. So injuries slowed him. This is from the profile since he was drafted by the Bears in 2021. He's played in no more than 13 games in a season since his rookie year, but he's shown real potential. He earned a 80.7 PFF overall grade in 2022 and a 72.6 mark in 2023. This is great. He allowed just 17 quarterback pressures in 12 games last year, a 71.7. That's very high run blocking grade that ranked 11th among guards. His game, it's really based on violence at contact. It'll continue to be the way that he asserts himself as one of the better guards in the NFL. Um, I think he's 26 years old. I think cracking the top 20, that's a really good spot with all the injuries. I think we kind of nailed the injury issues last year. He's showing that he can be more healthy. And yeah, I think if he's healthy in 2024, he's going to be in the Pro Bowl. He has all the talent, he has all the ability. And then you know what? I think Chicago will gladly pay him. Uh, it's just he's just a fantastic player when he's healthy. And I think what some of the moves that we made on this offensive line in free agency, we didn't sign any marquee guys, but the guys that we signed are able to play every single position along this line. Every single guy that we signed. We have a little bit of a competition at center, which is good. I'll take the competition. I think Bates will eventually be our starting center, but I think one of the good things about having this versatility on our in our subs, having this versatility across our offensive line, is that when someone gets hurt like Davis, someone gets hurt like Tevin Jenkins, something like when someone gets hurt along the line, we don't have another starter having to shift over. We have guys in the stable that are able to just plug in, allow our starters to continue playing their natural positions and to continue to excel and learn and grow in their natural positions instead of having to be shoehorned somewhere else that they're not necessarily specializing in. I think that's kind of a hidden positive of what we did in free agency, and I think this offensive line is way better than people are rating it. I think it's going to be sneaky good if we can stay healthy and gel. I think it's actually going to be a strong point to this team. So you guys let me know what you think. It is so good to be here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching, and bear down. We'll talk soon. See you guys later.